Excuse me. What in the world are you thinking?
Mean Gene, the first thing you need to do is to tell these people to shut up if you want to hear what I gotta say.
What up, y'all? It's KMB, the Sexy Ninja, in the place to be. You're hearing those nice little drops. It's raining. And this is the New World Podcast, brother, brought to you by a Paper Saber Universe. I am KMB, the Sexy Ninja. We're talking about AEW's Collision, July 29th, 2023. Ian Riccaboni, Nigel McGuinness. We're in Hartford, Connecticut. But this will be a collision that will be forever stamped in my brain, not because of certain matches and certain things, but as I was watching this show and reviewing it, and during the Kiera Hogan match and Mercedes Martinez, I got a call from my mom, and my dad, it scared the crap out of me, man. She was trying to break up a fight between a bunch of assholes, and they went and turned on him and jumped him basically, and then one of the people ran over him with a car and stuff like that. He's got a broken ankle now, but he's doing fine. This was some nerve-wracking, just some nerve-wracking shit. And they just I love my dad. You know, my dad's a warrior, as he puts it. He put a post on Facebook. Letting know everyone he was okay, but man, for that mere instant, I was just whoa, and it happened right around watching wrestling. And it's funny, is my mom, especially when she calls me, she's always like, "Hey son, what are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm watching wrestling." She's like, "You're always watching wrestling, always." And I was like, "Yeah, I know." And I got to talk to my dad on the phone, and it brought some tears to my eyes, just because I was like, man, Dad, he had to be the hero, and he had to pay in that sense for it, but he's okay, he's alive, he's well, it's nothing but love for my dad, love for my mom, love for my family, my grandparents, everybody out in Shiprock and everything. But I dedicate this episode to my dad, because my dad's a badass, he's a warrior, and I'll do that native cry for him. You know what I'm saying? Just much love to my dad. But let's talk about AEW Collision. We started off with a banger of a ladder match. Andrade El Idolo versus Buddy Matthews. What a match. What a stinking match, man. I mean, there was so many great spots, so many great hits. And it was just one of those things, I was like, oh, and what are they fighting for? Andrade's mask. I was like, okay, it's such a good ladder match. I can give a fuck less what they're fighting for, but it's Andrade's mask. He needs his mask. And I love what AEW Collision does when it starts with the promos and the starting, and then the music hits. I feel AEW Collision is a well mixture of a lot of things, and it's found its rhythm since the first episode. And but Andrade for the win. Crazy spot with Julia Hart and Buddy Matthews into the table. Andrade got his mask back. He has his mask. His mask. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you gotta go hear his promo when he's talking about his mask. He's backstage and he's like, "They took my mask," and he's so passionate about it, and I love it. We have Tony with Miro. He gets attacked. I don't care. I just don't care, But the only good thing about this was Miro was getting interviewed by Tony. Then he gets attacked, and then all of a sudden, after he gets attacked, and he fights his way out of it, he goes, "Shavane!" That's it. It cuts to our next match. I was like, oh, okay, sure. All right. We have Darby Allin versus Suzuki. And this was a clash, man. Darby Allin for the win. Suzuki not happy whatsoever, because Darby Allin got one over him. But Darby Allin was here to fight. After the betrayal of AR Fox, he was ready to throw these hands, and he got Suzuki. And but Darby for the win. This was fun. Christian Cage, Luchasaurus on the screen. They're like, hey, you ain't ready for us. You think you are, blah, 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 dead boy. All the things they throw at Darby Allin, And I think the lamest thing about this was Christian Cage was all, yeah, you can go back to Hot Topic, wherever you come from. I'm like, man, that is such a 2000s thing to say. Christian Cage, get up to date with it, man. Go to Hot Topic. You might as well said go to Spencer's, I was just like, it's such a dated term, especially to use it against Darby Allin. I thought it was kind of stupid. We had Tony Storm and Sheeta package. They got a big match set up for Wednesday on AEW Dynamite's 200. 200 episodes ain't no joke. Then we have Samoa Joe versus Gravity. This match was okay, but the match was... The comedy spots were great. Samoa Joe for the win, but Gravity does this thing where he's like walking on the moon. Then Joe did it on him, and Joe's being Joe, But Samoa Joe for the win over Gravity, and it was a fun match for what it was. Like there wasn't a match here I was kind of like, I really had a good time. Then we had CM Punk come out. He came out with the bag. He's with Tony in the ring, and what does he take out of the bag? Apparently, the real World Championship. He won when he beat Jon Moxley after the big medium scrum controversy and all this and that. If you want to check out that podcast, you're more than welcome to. I believe it's called nWp CM Punk, and I talk about that media scrum and everything, all the controversy into it, all the Young Bucks stuff. But he pulled out that championship, and it brought up that moment in my mind when that happened. And when I really had to, that's when I was, really, my interest to actually check out AEW started. And I think it's because of CM Punk. But he's claiming he is the real world champion, and he puts an X on it, and he reminds us he's straight edge. And what does that mean? It means he's better than you. So what does this mean now? He has the in quotations, the real world championship, because technically he didn't lose it. He was stripped of the championship, so then Ricky Starks comes out, and apparently now between these two, after this beef or whatever we're building here, now we're going to get a quote unquote, real world championship match with the special guest referee being Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. What the fuck is going on? I'm for it. It's not a bad what the fuck. This is a good what the fuck. I was like, oh, okay, I am down to see these two battle again, and Ricky Starks has 2 over CM Punk in a singles and tag match, but still 2 over CM Punk, and CM Punk made me laugh when he kept on saying, yeah, because you cheated. But I'm like, a win's a win, man. Ricky Starks, he's coming right after you. He's going to take that real world championship with the X on it. So I feel like we're in some weird alternate AEW dimension, and now we're going to have Ricky the Dragon Steamboat on AEW next week, next Sunday, Collision, and some of the stuff they already have booked. I'm like, sold. Special guest ref next week. We go into another, this match. Bullet Club Gold versus Vikingo Andrade and Darius. Talk about a fun, quick pace match. Crazy spots. Vikingo flying as usual. But Bullet Club Gold for the win, baby. Bang, bang, gang. Bang, bang, gang all the way. I was like, these guys' momentum's too high. I love the guns. I love Juice Robinson. There was a cutout of Jay White that was in the ring after they won. They celebrated. He was on the side. I was like, where is Jay White? Never mind. He's here in spirit in that cutout. Fucking great match, man. Bullet Club Gold. Bang, bang, gang. Bang, bang. I'm throwing my guns up. And then we have a match where this is where I got the call about my dad. So I didn't get to enjoy the match as much as I wanted to. I went back and rewatched it. It was a good match for what it was. Kiera Hogan is awesome. I mean, fucking awesome, man. She brought it to Athena, in Ring of Honor. You should check out her match with Athena. Those two just tore up the house, and I'm becoming a bigger fan of Mercedes Martinez. She's a badass, man. These two, I was like, this is the match I'm looking forward to. Then afterwards, after Martinez wins, Chris Statlander comes out. She gets her ass handed to her by Martinez. And then what happens? Willow comes out for the save and helps him up and everything like that. And it's good stuff we're telling here. And I think this collision is very solid in all these aspects. Now, the main event. The AEW Tag Team Championships are on the line. MJF, Adam Cole, the bromance of the summer versus FTR, top guys. This match was fantastic. So good. It's amazing. We've had so many great tag team matches. They all involve FTR. But all of us wanted MJF and Adam Cole to win. We wanted double clothesline. We wanted that double clothesline. The fact they got a shirt for it now. And I was predicting this was where the turn, the twist, the swerve, whatever you want to call it, ladies and gentlemen, was going to happen. The thing that's going to break our hearts, because Adam Cole and MJF have their hands around our hearts, and I was like, no, I don't want to see them break up in any way, shape, or form. But they didn't. But I will say, after FTR won, that whole crowd, just like me, was like, I'm a wrestling fan. This is what I want. You know how we cry. You know how we cry. We're pro wrestling fans, man. You know that hurt when you were like expecting something and it doesn't happen. We all know that pain as a professional wrestling fan when something doesn't go our way as the viewer. We're like, I'm going to book the different, snot bubbles and all that shit coming out. You understand. And I wanted MJF and Adam Cole to put the stomping of the nuts as they were chanting to FTR and win those championships, but it didn't happen. And then after that, all of us, we were like, all right, the inevitable is happening. This is where MJF, the sick bastard he is going to turn on Adam Cole. Even Adam Cole knew it. He's like, he gave him the championship, and he walks off, and he puts up his hands. He's like, do it. And, and the end of this match, MJF got pinned, but he sacrificed himself to save Adam Cole doing a selfless act. So us buying even more into the bromance between these two, and it was such good storytelling, and MJF threw the title and he couldn't, and we got hug it out, and they hugged it out, and I don't know, and then after that I was like, it's coming, no, oh, okay, cool. They're not gonna break up. Ooh, double clothesline, but I maybe the turn will happen at Dynamite 200. That is something you save for a show that big. So, but overall, I give this a solid 5 out of 5. I really enjoyed this show from top to bottom. My favorite matches, top one is the AEW Tag Team Championship. Second match is the ladder match that started the show, and everything else in between was a nice filling of the sandwich. Third match would be Bullet Club Gold versus Vikingo, Andrade, and Darius. This was a good show. I really had a lot of fun. Well, besides getting the news abruptly in the middle of the show. But, all right, Dad, love you. This is dedicated to you. New World Podcast, brother. Coming in full effect. Much love to everybody who's listening and supporting and everything like that. Go to ProWrestlingTees.com/New World Podcast. Get yourself that sweet nWp logo created by Penta X. He's got some music coming out. He's going to be rocking and popping and dropping and locking and all that stuff that rhymes. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Now that's it. That's all. Share with your grandma. Share with the bomb down at Walmart. I am KMB, the Sexy Ninja, and as always, the New World Podcast is for life.
The truth doesn't care if you're nice. The truth doesn't care if you're right or wrong. But in this case, I'm right. And I'm the champion.